Murder, death, destruction. Our country's going to hell. That didn't strike me as an adult speaking or addressing a nation. Listen, it may have sounded a little more coherent to you because he was on a teleprompter. Now, he wandered off a bunch of times, which is when he gets in trouble, but he was on a teleprompter last night and still with a written speech laying out an immigration policy to solve a problem we don't have, which is why it's always, with them, it's always garbage in, garbage out. They start with a false premise, and the false premise is that we have an immigration problem. We don't. 20,000 Mexicans a year are leaving this country. Not coming here. Most of them are leaving this country. They're going home. They've always wanted to go home. Many of them still want to go home, and some of them are going home. So he's in the wrong decade, number one. He's manufactured a problem we don't have so that he could seem strong when on day one it's all solved. Well, of course it'll be all solved on day one because we solved it prior. Or at least we're making inroads. Now, Bush did the same damn thing. I remember getting into arguments with people who were this is when I was just local, though. You know, when Bush was running for office, I was just a local. And Florida, oh my God. You want racist? You can't do any better. You just can't. I mean, because, well, back in those days, you know, the early aughts, you know, the racists were all starting to take the oxy. And they'd only been on it for like 4 years. But post-Bush, they've switched to heroin, and they can't really argue with you anymore. You know, they send out frog memes instead. It's very strange. But this was the same argument Bush tried to have, and Bush's policy was catch and release until 2006, when Michael Chertoff said, oh, damn, we better not do, you know, because people were dying. People were getting shot. The angel mothers, their loved ones, you know, a lot of those mothers lost their kids under the Bush administration. It's freaky. But, you know, nobody knows nothing. Nobody knows recent history. Nobody knows what Obama's policy is because they don't want to know. But the reason why Donald Trump may have sounded better to you last night is because Donald Trump is now on a teleprompter. Somebody wrote that for him. And even though somebody wrote that for him, we still can't figure out what his policy is. On the one hand, he says everybody, you know, he's going to have a deportation force, and anybody in this country illegally, anybody and everybody is going to be removed. That's what he said. Everybody's going. We're going to build a wall. We're going to get rid of everybody. First priority, criminals, which is our first priority now. At the border, you know, detention centers, which we have now. Detainers, which we have now. I mean, the whole thing is just very ridiculous. And then at the end, he says something about, well, first we're going to build a wall, and then we're going to, you know, secure it, and then we're going to hire a bunch more ICE people, and then we're going to hire a bunch more border patrol, and we're going to do all this. And then after all that's done, then we're going to see about the disposition of the 11 million. So that's why everybody's so confused. No one understood, even in a written speech on a teleprompter, what the hell is his position? Is he going to deport 11 million people? Is he not going to deport 11 million people? Is he going to build a wall because Mexico said, listen, I've seen meetings where people agree to disagree, but I've never seen meetings where people don't agree on what they talked about. Only a Donald Trump meeting could end like that. And then in a Twitter war. It's ridiculous.